This meeting is being recorded.
Guys, guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Yeah, video will come very slowly, don't worry. Yes, guys. Video will come bit slowly. Some device problem is there. Spring Boot starter parent, guys. Spring Boot starter parent. This is our today's discussion. Am I audible, guys? Yeah, video will come slowly. The pom.xml of Spring Boot project. From pom.xml of Spring Boot project. Pom.xml is related to, guys, Maven. Spring Boot project contain multiple details. What are those? Okay. Parent project details. Parent starter. Parent starter details. Parent starter or project details. Current project details. Properties. Properties. Properties overriding. Parent overriding. Overriding present parent project details. Next, dependencies. Jars, guys. Dependency management. Dependency management. Are you listening my statement, guys? Dependencies means jars. Dependency management. Next, Maven build plugins. Plugins. These are the details that will be there in what? Pom.xml. Observe very carefully. Okay. Spring Boot starter parent, guys. Starter parent. It is ready-made Spring Boot project. Spring Boot project or starter. Okay. that is placed in Maven central repository. Maven central repository having multiple common things required for the every every new Springboard project, every new Spring Boot project created by the programmers. That uh, it is very useful. It is useful to reduce burden on the programmer. To reduce what is that? Burden on the programmer towards performing, towards configuring common things. Are you understanding my point, guys? Towards performing common things, guys. It's a Spring Boot parent, guys. It's a Spring Boot parent. Okay, guys. It's a ready-made Spring Boot project. It's a ready-made Spring Boot project. Okay, guys. Now listen. So parent details we will add through what tag, guys? Parent tag. That means we are using Maven inheritance concept or not. What do you mean by Maven inheritance, guys? Anything there in the parent project will be inherited to child project, right? Okay. Now listen. First of all, you observe pom.xml, guys. You observe pom.xml. See, parent project details, guys. Parent project details. Spring Boot starter parent. Are you seeing it? That means whatever jars, whatever common properties, whatever Maven plugins that are configured for this will be inherited to our project. So we need not to write same thing again in our project. We need not to write same thing in our project. Next, current project details. Current project, our project. See, our project name, our project version, our project name, our project description. While creating project, we are providing these details or not. Next, properties. Properties. Are a lot of properties are inherited from parent, starter parent project, guys. If you want to override some of them, you can override. If you want to override some of them, you can override by using properties. Is that clear, guys? And this is dependency. This is dependencies, guys. What jars you want to add? What jars you want to add? First dependency, we are adding manually. Third dependency, fourth dependency, fifth dependency, sixth dependency, seventh dependency, eighth dependency. Are you listening? And in this project, we didn't add dependency management. We are happy with what? All the jars that are coming from Spring Boot parent. Now, a lot of plugins are there. Are you noticing it? Lot of plugins are there. Are you observing it, guys? Yes. See, guys, Spring Boot Maven plugin. Spring Boot Maven plugin. Yes or no? Na? Plugins are there. Actually, so many plugins is required, but all the plugins we are not adding. All the plugins are what? Collected and internally used from Spring Boot starter parent. Only 1-2 plugins, yes, we are explicitly adding, but actually nearly 10 to 15 plugins are required, guys. But all the plugins, are we adding it? We are not adding it. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Now listen. Spring Boot starter. Spring Boot starter parent takes care of the following common things. Takes care of the following common things. Number one. Okay. Number one. Dependencies version. Dependencies version. jar version. Number two. Okay. Versions. Next one. Properties. Common properties. Dependencies version. Next one is what? Common properties. Next, Maven plugins. Maven build plugins. Maven build plugins. Dependencies version. Dependencies version based on Spring Boot version. Common properties. Okay. Common Maven build plugins. Build plugins. These are the three things that will take care, guys. Observe. First one you observe, you will feel surprised. When I'm adding Spring Boot starter JDBC, when I'm adding Spring Boot starter JDBC, did I mention version, guys? Did I mention any version? I will try to add one more starter, guys. I will try to add one more starter. Generally, whenever we add any dependency, version will be mentioned, right? Version will be mentioned, but here I am not mentioning any version. Spring Boot. Go to MVN repository. Simple concept. Don't think heavily. Okay. Simple concept. Spring Boot starter web. Starter web. Okay. Spring Boot starter web. Let me click on that. 2.5.1, whatever it is. Copy this. In dependencies, I am adding it. I am removing version. Okay. How does it knows it has to give which version of Spring, which version of starter, guys? Array, in the parent project, what is the version we mentioned? 2.5.0. Observe very carefully. Web of what? 2.5 will come. JDBC of what? 2.5 will come. So that means whatever version we mentioned for parent project, same version will come for what? Dependencies of the child project. You want to confirm that? Let me confirm. See, guys, Web 2.5, 2.5, Spring Boot 2.5, Auto Configure 2.5, 2.5. Come on, guys. And even Spring version also will be decided based on that. 2.5 is compatible with 5.3.7. Okay, accordingly things are coming. For example, I changed this one to 2.4. I changed this one to 2.4. Everything will change accordingly. Starter version, Spring versions will change accordingly. The starter version, Spring versions will change accordingly. The starter version, see 2.0, 2. And Spring versions also change accordingly. 5.3.1. Earlier it was 5.3.7. Now it is showing as what? 5.3.1. Did you notice that, guys? So that means number, it will take care of version part or not? It will definitely take care of version part or not? I want reply from you people, guys. Okay. Achha, first of all, do one thing. Try to see pom.xml of Spring Boot parent, because that is also Maven project, na boss. Pom.xml of Spring Boot starter parent. Pom.xml of Spring Boot starter parent. I want to give pom.xml of Spring Boot starter parent. Okay, I think I can get it. This is the pom.xml of Spring Boot starter parent, guys. Pom.xml of Spring Boot starter parent. Are you listening my statement? It is inheriting from what? Spring-boot dependencies. And what is the project? Spring Boot starter parent, right? See, it is having so many properties or not? It is dealing with so many properties. Are you listening my statement? Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Next. Now listen, it is providing so many plugins or not? Now, what's the advantage? Are we going to add all these plugins in our project? Maven resources plugin. Okay. Spring Boot Maven plugin. Shade plugin. So many plugins are there. So this entire headache is gone from our mind or not, boss? This entire headache is gone from our mind or not? I want reply. Okay, guys. Yeah, first one. What is the first one? Dependencies version based on Spring Boot parent version. Spring Boot based on Spring Boot parent version. Okay. When we add, when we select Spring Boot starters while creating Spring Boot project, guys, come on. While creating Spring Boot project, when we select Spring Boot starters while creating Spring Boot project using any IDE, we get those starters info in dependencies tag of pom.xml file, but we get them without, come on guys, without version tag, because their version is decided based on Spring Boot starter parent version. Spring Boot starter parent version. Okay, guys. I'm talking about this one, boss. Okay, guys. Are you listening my statement, guys? Based on this version, remaining things are added. Okay. Okay. Based on this version, remaining things are added. Copy this parent tag, guys. Here, what is the stuff? Yes, this is one small change, guys. Here versions are not required. Here versions are not required. Are not required. But I have a yeah, this is very good because this helps us to provide balance among all the versions, guys. Otherwise, what happened in the copy paste process or in hurry burry process, you may take a web version of 2.5, JDBC starter of what? Yeah, 2.6, or some other starter of some other version. So balance among the versions will gone or not? Balance among the various versions will be gone or not? Come on, guys. So that's why based on Spring Boot starter parent version, remaining versions are decided so that all jars will come having compatibility, all jars will come having balance among the versions. Okay. This helps to add all the jars having balance and compatibility compatibility towards their versions. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Towards their versions. Okay, guys. Now listen carefully. Okay, someone asked me, sir, you explicitly removed, that's fine. Suppose I wantedly added it. I wantedly added and continued version. I wantedly added and continued version. Okay. 2.5.1. 2.5.1. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. See, only that particular one is coming. That particular one is coming having that version, boss. See, remaining all are coming for 2.4.0. That particular one is coming having that version. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Sir, this is fine. This is fine. That's the reason. That's the reason we never add versions while adding Spring Boot starters, guys. Okay, here we have control on versions. If you want to get specific starter with a specific version, you can mention the version. But I have a question here. What is that question? Lot of Spring Web, Spring Beans jars are coming. Come on. Are you understanding my point? Spring, these are not directly added jars, guys. We added main jars. We added some main jar. Come on, guys. A starter jar. Because of that, these dependent jars have come, right? We have added some main jars. Because of that, these dependent jars have come. I want to change 1 to jar files versions. I'm not interested to change all dependent jars also. I'm interested to change 1 to jar because you take Ikari CP. Am I deciding it? Am I deciding its version? Spring Web MVC version. Am I deciding it? Spring Expression version. Am I deciding it? SL4J version. Am I deciding it? No, don't want to work with the default version that is given. I'm interested to work with one more version, guys. I'm interested to work with what? One more version. Then what should I do, sir? Then what should I do? Then we have to go for dependency management option, guys. What is that? Dependency management option. Okay, first see the practicals, then I will come to this part. Okay, so dependency management. Okay, there is a tag called dependency management. There is a dependency management. Under this, dependencies tag is there. Under this dependencies tag is there. Okay, which jar version you want to change? I want to change. Okay, let's see. Right now, what is coming? Spring Web 5.3.7 is coming. No, I'm interested to have Spring Web 5.3.0 only. Spring Web 5.3.0 only. Now let's see. Array Spring Web, something else you take. I don't have any issue. Spring Web 5.3.0 I'm looking for. Yes, guys. Come here, paste, save it, save it. Right, boss. Now listen. Spring Web, Spring Web 5.3.0 has come. Only specific version jar is changed. Specific jar version is changed. Did you notice that? Remaining all are coming according to 2.5. See, other Spring Web, others AOP 5.3.7, Web MVC 5.3.7. I'm not saying you will get this requirement. If comes, you should be ready. If comes, you should be ready. For example, okay, forget about Spring jars. Hikari CP jars. Okay, Hikari CP jars, because they are not supplied by Spring people, na boss. Tomcat jars. Tomcat jars. Are you listening my statement? Tomcat jars, SL4J jar version you want to change. You can change those versions also. So I don't want this Hikari CP 4.3.0. I want more latest. I want more latest. Generally it gives latest, but I want to work with more latest. Hikari CP. Hikari CP, guys. What is the latest one? 4.0.3. No, I found some problems with 4.0.3. I am interested to work with 4.0 version. Yes, select it. Come here, paste it. That's the use of dependency management tag, guys. Mr. MA, can you remove unnecessary versions of unnecessary jars? Already exclude option is given. The dirty fellow. Dirty fellow, come on. Someone asking me, can you remove unnecessarily jars? Can you remove unnecessarily jars? This is that new discussion. Every day, fresh day, na? I think yesterday or day before yesterday only I have introduced exclude tag, right? Exclude tag for removing jars. Mr. MA, please change your name before asking your question. Put direct some solid names. Right, guys. 4.0. Now listen carefully. Okay, only for Hikari CP you will get what? 4.0 version. Abhishek Singh. Abhishek Singh. No. These are Tomcat jars only, not server versions. If you want to change embedded Tomcat version, you can work with that. Embedded Tomcat version, you can work with. Hikari CP 4.0 is coming or not? Yes, boss. Right. I think you got the importance of dependency management tag, guys. Dependencies tag is different. Dependency management tag is different. Okay. In order to change, in order to change the versions of transitive dependency, transitive dependencies, that means child jar files that are given by various Spring Boot starters that are given by various Spring Boot starters. We can use dependency management tag as shown below. We can use dependency management tag as shown below. Copy these guys, paste it. Yes, we can use dependency management tag, guys. Possibility is there. Understanding my statement, guys? All right. Only these jars, only these child jar versions will be changed. Child jar files version will be changed. Are you listening my statement, guys? Suresh Kumar, why are you listening class with off mind, dirty fellow? Off mind, dirty fellow. How can we change without dependency management? These are directly added jars, are dirty fellow. Starter jars we can add because we are adding manually. I'm talking about main jars version or dependent jar version. Last warning I'm giving to Suresh Kumar. Listen completely with 100% brain. Guys, are you able to do this? Are you able to do this without dependency management tag? No, because these are not main jar file. These are not main starter files. These are not main starter jars, right? These are dependent jars. Please listen, class with 100% class, 100% brain, please. Okay. If you want to change, if you want to change version of specific starter, specific Spring Boot starter, are you understanding? Hmm. Specific, if you want to change version of specific Spring Boot starter, then we can specify version tag, version tag for that Spring Boot starter dependency. Spring Boot starter dependency. Okay. Spring Boot starter dependency. Anyhow, let me do that work also. What is this? Spring Boot starter web. Spring Boot starter web. Come on. Spring Boot starter web 2.5.1. Yes, here you can mention that was. Someone is asking one innocent question. Can we add starter jars in the main jar files in the dependency management? You can add, but there is no meaning in that. When you can do same work in what dependencies, there is no meaning of coming and doing same work in what dependency management. Sir, can we add Spring Boot starters here? Spring Boot start, you can add, but there is no need because we can achieve the same thing in the dependency section itself. Now you understood the difference between dependencies and dependencies management. Come on. Someone said, why dependency twice, sir? Why dependencies twice? This is for main jars. This is for dependent jars. Come on. For main jars. This is for main jar files. This is for, okay, dependent or child jar files. This is for dependent or child jar files. Got the point or not there? This is one thing, guys. Next, common properties. What's the next concept, guys? B, common properties. Common properties, guys. Now listen. Spring Boot starter parent pom.xml. Understanding my point? Pom.xml. Prashant Kumar, just now I said Hikari CP, some version has come. I am not interested in that version. Decide it. Or some more latest version has come. You want to work with this, change it. What is that in that? Suppose Prashant Kumar, I'm talking about child jars version. Guys, you are not listening with 100% brain, guys. Dirty fellows, muddy fellows, why are wasting my morning and others' morning? Every version we are deciding. Dependent jars version you are deciding. Based on the main jar version, dependent jars are coming, right? Relevant jars are coming. I am not happy with the relevant jar version given by Spring Boot project. Then what should I do? I have to go to dependency management or not? Listen with the complete brain. Don't listen with half brain, right? Dirty fellows. I don't know where you keep the brains while listening the classes. I explained. One fellow asked in the middle. I clarified. Again, one more guy asking same question. This clearly indicates you are listening class with half mind. Guys, give me your frank opinion. Am I not presenting subject properly? Am I not presenting subject properly? Am I misguiding you? Then why same question coming again and again? Why same question coming again and again? Fine. Now onwards, I'll ignore, guys. Spring Boot starter pom.xml. Spring Boot starter parents pom.xml is giving multiple common properties. Multiple common properties like Java version, next source encoding, Are you understanding my statement, boss? Java version, source encoding, and etc. Many things are there. Check it out here. Just now I have shown. There are so many properties, guys. So many properties are there. Java version, compiler version, Maven compiler version, so many. Actually, these are also very few of the. It is also overriding few things. Some more properties it will gather from what? Spring-boot dependencies, guys. Boot dependencies. Right. If you want to override these properties, if you want to override these properties, or if you want to add, new properties, then we can use properties section of our projects pom.xml. We are already using boss. It's not like that we are not using it. Mm. Let's come to our projects pom.xml, guys. Yeah, our project Java version, we are already using it or not. Suppose I said Java version 15. It will download everything related to Java version 15, guys. But it won't reflect until we say Maven update. Understanding my point? Okay. Team, what is this? Not team. Maven update. Where is Maven? Yes, Maven update. Update the project. Maven update. So happily the project Java version is changed to 15th version or not. Okay, that means there is a meaning for it. But by default, what is our inherited from parent POM, guys? 8 version only. Check it out. 8 version only. 1.8 only it has inherited, right? But that we are able to, come on, that we are able to modify or not, guys. Okay. So, no, this is the use of properties section, guys. If you are interested, you can add more properties. It's not like that, but generally we need not to bother about it. Okay, Java hyphen version. And we can also use this section to specify versions of lot of dependencies also, guys. And some encoding techniques, decoding techniques. So many properties are there we can specify over there. So not so useful, but yes, it is useful to override common properties provided by whom? Spring Boot starter parents pom.xml. Is that clear, guys? Next. What is the next one, guys? Common Maven build plugins. Common Maven build plugins. Common Maven build plugins. Actually, to run, to run Spring Boot project in Maven, and to package to pack mm, Spring Boot application into, come on, to pack Spring Boot application into var jar file. What, guys? Var jar file. We need next to generate some reports. We need multiple Maven plugins. Like like now listen. Okay. Okay, Maven plugins like Maven Maven Surefire plugin, Maven Surefire plugin, Maven site plugin. So many things, guys. Maven site plugin and etc. and etc. etc. Uh, okay, but we don't add them in our projects pom.xml. Come on, because they are inherited from what, guys? They are inherited from. Okay, what is this? Spring Boot starter parent project. Parent project. They are inherited from Spring Boot starter parent project. Are you comfortable, guys? Are you with me? So this is about various things related to pom.xml. I hope you understood my point, guys, or not. Okay, that's fine, guys. Right. Yeah, with this, Spring Boot starter parent is over. If someone asks you, can you explain pom.xml of Spring Boot project? Then you try to talk about this one. Number one. Number two, what is the use of Spring Boot starter parent? Then you say it will take care of three activities. What are those, guys? Dependencies version, common properties, next common Maven built plugins. These are the three things it will take care, guys. Understanding my statement, boss? Fine. So now let's come back to some programming stuff, guys. Not Maven stuff. Let's take some programming stuff. So once again, we are coming back to the value annotation, boss. At the rate value annotation. At the rate value annotation. Okay, guys. Now listen. This annotation is given for two purpose, guys. Number one, uh, it is data annotation. It is Spring supplied data annotation. Okay. Mm. It is given for three operations. Number one, to inject hard coded value to Spring Bean property. Hard coded value to Spring Bean property, guys. How, sir? So for example, public class, public class. Uh, let us take public class. Are you understanding my point? Right, guys. Public class DB operations. One class is there, guys. Here is my at the rate component. At the rate component. Now tell me here, private private string DB user. One property is there. Here I want to inject DB user, guys. We can directly inject like this system. This is for hard coding, boss. This is hard coding, which is not at all recommended, guys. This is not at all recommended. Only for knowledge sake, I am showing. B, to inject values gathered from, to inject, array, I'm preparing background to launch application, YML, Spring Boot profiles, There is one more annotation called @configuration properties. So purely properties file, YML file. What is the difference between properties and YML? Spring Boot profiles concept is there. Few days we are going to play with this concept, guys. So I'm preparing background for that. Okay. To inject values gathered from properties file. Properties files, not one file, maybe multiple files. Now listen here, what is this? Application dot properties, my dear. Application dot properties. It may be user defined also. Okay. Application dot properties. Here, what is this? DB dot user is equal to system. DB dot user is equal to system. Okay. Copy these guys, paste it, here. We can pass that property or not. At the rate value, we can specify the placeholder. What is the place? How to specify placeholder, guys? Dollar flower bracket open db dot user. Dollar flower bracket open db dot user. So this key here, we have to mention key in the key of the properties file. You have to mention key of the properties file, we should mention. Are you listening, guys? $db dot user, $db dot user. Comfortable or not? Yes, boss. Yeah, this is the one thing. Number three, to work, to write, spell based expressions. Spell expression. Arrays, Spring expression language is there. You know that, na? Okay, Spring expression language. Like JSPEL, we have a Spring expression language is also there. To write Spring uh, spell expressions, Spring expression language expressions, performing arithmetic and logical operations, towards injecting values. Okay, now listen. Public class DB operations. Okay, on the top of it, I will write @component. Cool. Spell is by default activated, guys. Spring expression language is by default activated. You need not to do anything. Private int, private int, mm, private int, some expression language I want to add. Int total, private int total. Now listen. @value, hash symbol indicates what, guys? Hash symbol indicates expression, boss. Spell expression we will write in the form of hash symbol. Are you listening my statement, guys? Hash flower bracket open 10 into 20. Hash flower bracket open 10 into 20. If you want, you can involve other bean properties things also. 1 minute. This is one way to write. I'll comment it, but I will give more meaningful one. 10 into 20. Now I'm able to do arithmetic operation over here or not? Now I'm able to do arithmetic operation over here or not? This is the one way. So there's another way of doing it. I will do one thing. Okay. Here DB operations na? No. Okay. Public class bill generation. Hmm. Public class bill generation. Now you observe here I'm having another bean called public class items info. Items info. Here I having my own component uh, I info na. Okay, otherwise I'll take bean id as info. Cool guys. Now listen. Private mm, private float idli price something. Private float idli price. At the rate value 100. It will convert it into float value internally. You don't worry. Okay. Next. Private float dosa price something guys. Which is there in another bin. At the rate value, what is that? 200. 200. Like this something. If you are interested, you can collect these values from properties file also. If you are interested, you can collect these values from properties file also. Need not to hard code. Now you observe here. I'm not interested to calculate total direct. I want to add total boss. Okay. I want to inject some value to total as the combination of what? What is that? Idli price plus dosa price. Then what should I do? So observe this one carefully, guys. At the rate value. What is that? At the rate value, hash symbol, hash symbol. Okay, here info dot idli price plus info dot idli price plus info dot dosa price. I'm able to do arithmetic operations over here or not? Injection with arithmetic operation. Did you ever dreamed? Did you ever dreamt injection with arithmetic and logical operations? Basically not possible. To make it possible only we have got what? Spell. See, that's why to write a spell expression performing arithmetic and logical operation towards what? Injecting values. Towards injecting values. Are you listening my statement, guys? I want to do injection, but before injection, I want to do arithmetic and logical operation. For that purpose, also we have to deal with this concept, guys. Okay, by default, spell is activated in Spring Boss. Inspired from JSPEL, inspired from JSPEL, and came to this place. Spell. This is spell. Hash symbol means spell, guys. Okay. Now listen. To configure user defined properties file. Okay, properties file. We can use at the rate property source annotation. Property source annotation. Next, we can add, we can add, we can add only, come on. Okay, guys, we can add only predefined properties or only user defined properties or both in application dot properties. First, come out of psychological feeling. In application dot property, we cannot have user defined properties. We can have both user defined and predefined properties. Next, guys. The values collected from properties files or YML files. Okay. YML I'll introduce. comma. Next one, system properties. System properties. System properties and environment variables. Environment variables like path will be first injected into, come on, injected into the IOC container created internal environment object. I think I already discussed that. Internal environment object. Yesterday also we got the situation. Okay, object as key value pairs. As key value pairs. And later will be injected to, and later will be injected to first stored, because here stored into IOC container created internal environment object as key value pairs. Later will be injected to specified bean properties based on the key name matching. Based on the key name matching in at the rate value annotation. At the rate value annotations. I hope you understood. So the value collected from properties file, system properties, environment variable values can be injected to bean property, but they properties, but they will not be injected directly to bean properties, guys. First, they will be injected to environment object. From environment object, they will be going to home Spring Bean properties. Is that clear, guys? Okay, fine. Now let's come to this Spring Boot starter project. Spring Boot starter project, guys. Done. I want to demonstrate all the three things, guys. Nothing else. Java 11. Okay, here not auto configuration, not real time DI. It's a different boss. Again, POC kind of thing. Okay. Now tell me, Spring Boot Prosify value annotation. We cannot use at the rate symbol in the project name towards me when it is not allowing. At the rate symbol is not allowing value annotation. Yes, guys. Okay, remaining all are same, guys. Value annotation. No need of adding any starters today. It's a purely POC kind of thing. Yes, here we are dealing with value annotations, guys. Takes a bit of time to create the project. Yes, it has come, guys. Yeah, pom.xml regular one. Go to application.properties. Go to application.properties. User defined messages. You can keep not only predefined messages, you can keep user defined messages also, right? Dosa dot price something, dosa dot price some 200. Okay, so next, idli dot price some 100 rupees. Next, poha dot, I think North Indian breakfast, poha dot price some 100 rupees. Okay, boss. So we are ready with some keys in the, we are ready with some keys here, guys. Now I will take two classes here. Package com.nt.beans. It's a purely POC. It's a purely POC, guys. Right. Now tell me here, items info. Items info. Items info. Now tell me here, at the rate component. At the rate component, NENT. At the rate component info is the bean ID. Info is bean ID is required, definitely required, no doubt in that. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. Application dot properties is recognized by default. You need not to break your head in this. Okay. Private int or private float. Idli price. Dosa price. Next year, what? Poha price. Poha price. Hmm. Let me add one toString method. How to get the toString method is through shortcut, guys. Anyhow, Lambak is there, but right now I'm not taking any Lambak API support. Okay. So Alt plus Shift plus S and S. Okay. You will get toString method. What is the shortcut key, guys? Alt plus Shift plus yes, comma yes. Okay, boss. Now done. This is items info dot Java. New class. Bill generator dot Java. Bill generator dot Java. Come on. Okay, guys. Bill generator dot Java. Okay, I'm taking bill generator dot Java, guys. Here is my private. Here is my private float total. Yeah, to give the feeling I can hard code the values. Okay, since hotel name does not change. Hotel name. Here I will show hard coding because I just want to cover all the three things in one big example. Yes, private string hotel name at the rate value. At the rate value paradise. Here I am hard coding, boss. I'm not collecting these values from proper paradise. Paradise. Okay, whatever this. Here simply we are hard coding. Next, at the rate component. At the rate component, bill is my meeting ID. Control plus shift plus O. Next, now tell me here, float total. At the rate value, I'm trying to use express. What is that spell? I'm trying to use spell. What is the bean ID, guys? Info dot. Info dot. Tell me what is the dosa price plus info dot dosa price plus info dot idli price. Yes, spell not so regularly used, guys. Only for knowledge sake, I am showing. Don't break your head. Info dot, tell me, poha price. Info dot poha price. Okay, right, boss. Try to keep it in double quotes, guys. Okay. Be hungry on Java, boss. Not don't be angry on dosa, idli, poha. Fine. Right. Alt plus shift plus yes and yes. Okay. Now I just want to check. I just want to check whether they are injected properly or not. I just want to check whether they are injected properly or not, guys. Okay. Bill generator total, hotel name. How to feel items info is injected or not. Okay. So I will try to put items, items info, items. I'll try to go for @auto void only to check whether values are injected or not. Let me regenerate it. Let alt plus shift plus yes and yes. Alt plus shift plus yes. Arre. Alt plus shift plus yes and yes. Yeah, this auto void don't think, guys. Only to confirm items are injected. Only to confirm items are injected, I am doing it. Is that clear? Don't think much on it. Don't think much on it. This is not actually required. Here to prove expression language, guys. Fine, done. Okay, first let me complete this, then I will take one user defined properties file also. Get IOC container. Get IOC container. I know everyone who completed Spring, they knows that @value is there for injecting hard-coded inputs, values collected from properties file. Today, I just want to highlight bit of expression language. One more point you will get into brain. Application context CTX is equal to, okay, and this one, guys, get Spring Bean class object. Get Spring Bean class object. Tell me, guys, bill generator is equal to ctx dot get bean. What is the bean id? Bill. Next, bill generator dot class. Bill generator dot class. Sysout generator. Sysout generator. I think it is slow now. We are slow now. It is slow. Sysout generator. Okay, data generator. Okay, close container. CTX dot close, guys. Close container. Where is that? CTX dot close. Done, boss. End of the main method. End of the class. Yes, guys. Spring Boot done. Spring Boot application. Let's see, guys, whether we are able to do injection or not. Oh, property dosa price cannot be found on object type items info. Dosa price is not there. Not there. Dosa price is not there. Dosa price is there na, boss. Dosa price. Okay. Dosa price. Dosa price. Okay. Only for knowledge sake, acha. It's encapsulation issue is coming. Encapsulation issue is coming. Try to take it public. Don't worry about it. Actually, you have to take setter getter methods and all this hangama. Okay, for the timing, you just make it public. Right now, that is not so important for us. Right click, run on Spring Boot application. Yeah, now you observe. What is this? What is this happening? Total 0, hotel name paradise, items info 0.0, 0.0, poha price 0.0. What's happening, guys? What's happening in application.properties? We didn't mention properly. Dosa price, idli price, this one. I will tell the reason. Here, we didn't add @value on the items info. @value placeholder, dosa dot price. This is mistaken. This is forgotten. Everyone notice it that since not injected here, not injected there also. Yes. Oh, here idli dot price first. Dosa dot price. then poha dot price. This mistake happened, my dear. Okay, guys. Now come here. Run as Spring Boot application. Yes. 400, guys. Hotel name Paradise. Items are item idli price 100, dosa price 200, poha price 100. So we are able to feel it or not, guys? We are able to feel it. Just a minute. I'm taking my user defined properties file in my choice location. Com dot nt dot commons. Generally, I prefer properties file here. New. Where is this? Where is this? New others file. New others file. Tell me, guys. Tell me here. Info dot properties. Some other name. Inputs dot properties. Inputs dot properties. Mr. Anil Swine, why are you sleeping early in the morning, guys? Yeah, total has not come, a dirty fellow. Total has not come in the output. What is this total, Ra? Idiot fellow, blind fellow. This is not total. Okay. Inputs dot properties. Now tell me. Here, dosa dot price. I am changing to this place. 200. Dosa dot price 200. Okay. Now I am removing dosa dot price from here. Dosa dot price from there I am removing, guys. Now tell me, bill generator. Bill generate items info, same thing, those are that price only, guys. But I want to configure one user defined properties file. How to configure user defined properties file, guys? At the rate property source, and you have to mention the location of the properties file. Com slash nt slash commons slash. Why slash? Because it's a file. What is the key, boss? Inputs dot properties. What is the key I should mention? Inputs dot properties. So this is to give the feeling that we are able to work with user defined properties file. Only, yes, property source, Spring Boot application. Let's see. Yes, 400 has come. Dosa price has come 200, but this time it has gathered from whom? This time it has gathered from whom? Our user defined properties file. User defined properties file. Okay, now the question that rises is, if it is there in both places, if it is the Hemanta, you can take that src slash any location, you can take the properties file. Generally we add properties file in what? Src main resources folder, right? But if you put also not a issue, if you put also not a issue, if you are interested, you can move this package to copy this, paste. You can move this package to this place and delete it. You can delete. Generally, we place. Okay, how can we place more than one property file? Dirty fellow, like this only you place, Ra. Dirty fellow, like this only you place. You and your questions. Already I added second property file, and this guy is asking, how can we place more than one property file? Dirty fellows. You want to add one more property file? Item info, comma. You take as a array, comma, second property file. If you want to configure, or you write property source multiple times. All these things we discussed in Spring Basics, my dears. Right. Now tell me here, Spring Boot application. No change, happily it is coming. Okay, boss. Now tell me, here dosa price is there, 300 is there, and dosa price is there. In both places it is there. Okay, what will be taken? What will be taken? Come on. Generally, application.properties is recognized first, then our properties file. So generally, our property file will be dominating. How can you say 500 coming? Why 500? Because it has taken 300. Because as part of flow boss, Spring application dot run method first recognize application dot properties, then recognizes our properties file, so that our property file value will dominate what? Application dot properties file. Got it? It's because of flow. It's not any magic. It's just because of flow. It's not a magic at all. I think all your doubts related to at the rate value annotation, working with user defined properties file, adding user defined keys in application dot properties. Okay, all doubts are cleared or not? All doubts are cleared or not? Come on. Okay, boss. Right, boss. This is the example application I would like to say. This is our example application. Right, boss? Done. Okay. What should I give to you people? First, application dot properties. Very quickly, let me give application dot properties. Cool, guys. Next, inputs dot properties. Inputs dot properties. Where is inputs dot properties? Nice, boss. Next, items info. Items info dot Java. Items info dot Java. Items info dot Java. Items info dot Java. Next, bill generator dot Java. Bill generator dot Java. Here is our bill generator. Done, guys. Bill generator dot Java. Somewhere here, main class. Somewhere here, main class. Where is the main class, guys? Here is the main class. I'm not giving package imports. Don't worry. You are intelligent enough to write them on your own. Here is our main class. Yes. See, guys, if you have a 2-3 properties file to configure, 2-3 user defined files to configure, you can write comma separated list of values, but by taking array type. Array open, closing, comma, again second properties file. Like this you can mention. Or you can repeat at the rate property source for multiple times. And don't think that since I'm adding at the rate property source on the top of items info, only items info can use it. No, throughout application, all components can happily use this property file content. Or you can add some you can add property source on other beans also. It's not like that. Anyhow, at the rate property source is a repeatable annotation from Java 8, guys. I think from Spring 5 5.x onwards. Right. Mm. This is the one thing. Mm. Now listen, let me highlight the things. This is a placeholder. This is technically called dollar symbol is called placeholder, right? Placeholder. Next, this is called spell, Spring Expression Language. This is called spell. Spell. Even user defined properties file content also will go to environment object. In fact, everything directly goes to environment object. Hard coded, hard coded, hard coded input, hard coded value, hard coded values. Next, note. User defined properties file, data or values will override, the data or values of application dot properties if both files are having, with both properties files are having same keys with different values. Same keys with different values. Are you listening my statement, guys? Same keys with different values. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. See, generally no one focused on pom.xml, but in interview room, I noticed 1-2 times they are asking questions on it. So that's why I have taken this topic. Spring Boot starter parent is our today's discussion. There we analyzed what is there in pom.xml, what is coming, what is not coming, and what is the use of that. That's the one thing. Next, in at the rate value is old annotation. Hard coding value and getting values from property file also old discussion. What is new discussion? Working with the spell. Working with the spell. Come on. Sumit Anand, you can make your Spring Boot project as a parent to another Spring Boot project. As a another Spring Boot project. Possibility is there. Definitely possibility is there. Okay, guys. J Ravi, can you watch videos? I please, someone is asking, please cover Maven scope, please cover that XYZ. My dear dirty fellow, in the video, everything is discussed. Okay, guys. Right. BK Yadav, when are you going to start Spring all modules and Hibernate? Hibernate is a separate batch, guys. BK Yadav, Hibernate is a separate batch. And once these basics are over, then I will start Spring Boot mail. Then I will start what? Spring Boot data JPA. Okay, guys. It's not overriding. Ayo, who said it's not overriding, Ra Babu? Inputs is 200 and application dot properties 300. Oh, I think we didn't observe properly. Yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, 1 minute. 300 only it is taking. So that means what? Sorry, boss. I have to take my statement back. If what is this? Reverse map. That means first it is recognizing user defined properties file, then it is recognizing application dot properties file. Okay, here what is this? Application dot properties. So I thought that I kept in what this one. Wrong observation, guys. Let me take my statement back. File data or values will override the data values of user defined properties file of user defined properties. Good observation, guys. Properties file. Okay. Right, boss. Mini project T4C connection. Array T4C connection. Mr. Binit Singh, you are adding OJDBC 6.jar. Instead of that, go for this one. Parent tag, we cannot take multiple projects or we can add parent tag multiple times, Mr. Puli Tirupati Reddy. Dirty fellow. Okay. Once React JS batch starts, I'll inform. Don't worry. Class is over from my side. Weekend, which tool is there? Last Sunday, Log4j is missed. That's why this. Spring batch by you when it will start, sir. Spring batch. Only plain spring batch. Huh? You are talking about module spring batch. Huh? Puli Tirupati Reddy. We can add multiple parent tags. Try once. What are the courses I teach? Except core Java, everything I will teach. I fill form in company queries, but I didn't get any reply. Don't have any experience certificate yet. Hmm. Pom.xml. Dishank asks, what is the error you are getting? Please, without knowing error, how can I go for it? Without error, how can I know it? Spring main batch, not modules. Only Spring batch will start once in a year, boss. Okay, once in a year. Mr. Patil, PDF file you have to prepare on your own by downloading PDF paintbrush documents. Or if someone prepares, I'll share in the group, you collect it. Okay. Akila, try to send a zip file without jars. We can have more than one parent, boss. No problem. JRavi, right now, Spring Batch module is not going on any other batch. Musaddiq, change Eclipse version. Then problem will be solved. Okay. Praveen, that that's the old meeting ID only. That's the old meeting ID only. Binit Singh, after adding OJDBC 8, you are getting error. Then problem is with your Oracle installation or Oracle services. Oracle services. Come on. Akshay Boye, can you send one more time? I'm not finding in my mail ID, guys. Okay. Binit Singh, yes. Okay, I will check once. Dishankras. Uh, Dishankras, try to delete M2 folder from user directory. C colon, from C drive users folder. One M2 folder will be there. Delete it once, then problem will be solved. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow.